But yeah, those were the main reasons I knew he was the one for me. I honestly wonder what he would say. I should call him and ask his answer. Okay, what were the main reasons in knowing that I was the one?
Alright, so I think the main reasons were...
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see today, I'm doing a little bit of a life update questionnaire, just answering some big questions I get asked a lot. I recently put on my Instagram a Q&A for you guys to send in any questions you had about just my life right now, anything wedding related, obviously anything engagement related since I am now engaged. It's been about a month and a half since I got engaged, so I figured it was a good time to kind of do a little life update and just answer some questions that I get asked a lot, either on the daily or some questions you guys sent in. So thank you so much for sending in questions. There are so many questions about wedding plans, so I'll kind of combine a lot of them into like the similar question, just so I'm not answering like the same question 10 times, even though they're worded a little differently. So yeah, this is just gonna be a life update video. Hopefully bring you guys up to date a little bit with how wedding planning is going, how my life is. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right on into it. Okay, so a lot of people said things like, when do you plan on getting married? When is your wedding? How's planning? What wedding plans do you currently have? Basically like a bunch of questions about wedding planning. And if I'm being honest, wedding planning has been like the most fun season ever, and just the thought of marrying Josh and just like planning a day for that is just so exciting. I am like beyond happy when I think about it. However, wedding planning as far as picking a date and a venue has been a little bit harder than I think we both anticipated. It's not difficult in the sense that we're like very picky and turn down everything we see. We're like so open to kind of whatever, but we just know what we don't want. We don't want like a traditional ballroom type feel, just kind of like an indoor banquet room. And where we live, that's pretty much all we're surrounded with. We live in New Jersey, and I thought there would be a lot more like outside venues, but there's just so many banquets and ballrooms, which is like beautiful if that's what you want. We kind of want more of a simple backyard type feel, like outside, rolling hills. So yeah, the answer is we actually do not yet have a date. I wish we did. I wish I could tell you guys what the date is, but we just don't have one. But yeah, we're hoping for June 2022. So that's like the general time frame. So yeah, while we don't have like a specific venue or date yet, which I know is like the most important of all, we honestly still have planned quite a few things. Like we planned out who we want to ask to be in our bridal parties. We planned out certain songs we want to play. We planned out certain small details we want to incorporate in our wedding. So once we have the date, I know it'll all just come together like so much easier. But yeah, wedding planning has been really fun. We have a very similar vision for what we want. So in that regard, it's just been super easy and simple. So yeah. Someone asked, Disney wedding? Question mark, question mark, question mark. No, I am not planning on having a Disney wedding. I get this question all the time though. Like so many people have DM'd me asking, they ask me in person. And I mean, I totally deserve to get that question because it's very obvious my love for Disney, and Disney weddings are beautiful. But no, we are not planning on having a Disney wedding. Just like logistically, we live in New Jersey and we want to have a good amount of people at our wedding, and now we're looking to have a destination wedding. Also, I mean, I like adore Disney and he loves Disney as well, but I don't think he'd want a Disney wedding. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'd love to have more of a simple backyard wedding like I mentioned before. So Disney weddings would be amazing and beautiful and cool, but we are not planning on having one. However, my one friend did ask if we're gonna have any Disney details in our wedding. I actually have not talked to Josh about having any Disney details, but I would absolutely love to. Nothing like too crazy, like I don't want a statue of like Mickey Mouse to be outside, but I would love to incorporate small, subtle Disney details just through like, yeah, I'm gonna be incorporating Disney details. I don't know exactly how yet, but I will, and I will take pictures of them because they'll probably be like my favorite details. Someone asked, are you and Josh going to stay in the same state after you get married? And then someone also asked, will you guys live in New Jersey after you get married? Love you guys. Aw. So just to answer both of those questions, we do currently plan on staying in New Jersey. Josh actually graduates in May with a degree in marketing. So we're both working right now, but he plans on getting a job with his marketing degree. So we've been applying for a few jobs, actually like all over. Mostly in like the New York, New Jersey area, but also some jobs in just like various states. So we're very open to the idea of living somewhere else for a season. We both know we'd love to end up in New Jersey full time, like once we start having kids and all that, just to be surrounded by family. But we've definitely talked about living somewhere else. We've talked a lot about living in Florida for a season. Yeah, we're very honestly open to living anywhere. It doesn't have to be New Jersey. I think that kind of seems like the most realistic move for us. But if we ever decide to live somewhere else, I will let you guys know, because that'll be a really cool experience. But I'm honestly just gonna be so happy wherever the Lord plants us, and I will just be content in whatever state that is. Someone asked, how does it feel being with someone you've known your whole life? Was it weird at first? Okay, so before dating, yes, the idea of dating someone I've known for literally my whole life, like we've known each other since we were 10 months old. So the idea of dating him before we were dating was really weird to me. Like I just questioned it, and I was like, I don't know if I can switch that mentality of like, you're my best friend to like, you're my boyfriend or fiance. However, once we started dating, it was not weird at all. So it was just like the initial, like, is this gonna be weird? But once we started dating, it was the most natural thing ever. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm just like in love with my best friend. I can't imagine not dating someone now that I've known forever. It's the best thing ever. So it is not weird in the slightest at all, of course. But yeah, it was a little weird at first. More wedding questions. Someone asked, are you doing a first look? No, we are not planning on doing a first look. I think that they're super sweet, but I've always just liked the more traditional idea of walking down and seeing someone for the first time at the altar. That's something that I always wanted. Another question is, what is your first dance song? We actually have not picked our first dance song yet. We picked the song we want to like walk out to, like once we get married. We want to walk out to Let's Get Married by the Bleachers. That's always been like one of our favorite songs, and we just think it'd be a really fun song to walk out to. So we don't have our first dance song yet, but we do have that one. Someone asked, what is your go-to Disney snack? My go-to Disney snack is a cream cheese pretzel. They are so good. Like, I wish I had one right now. Someone also asked, favorite restaurant in Disney? Someone also asked, favorite restaurant in Disney? Oh, it would have to be the California Grill in the Contemporary. It is just such a beautiful restaurant. The food is amazing, and the view is like of the Magic Kingdom, and it is just such a special restaurant. I went there with Josh and it has such special memories. So California Grill would be my favorite restaurant. Someone asked, what is your favorite Bible verse in this season? I have so many favorite verses, but one of my favorites for a long time has been Psalm 37:4, and that is, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. I just feel like that verse has spoken to me and been so apparently true. Just delighting myself in the Lord, verse more than anything, has just allowed him to really give me the desires of my heart, but on his timetable. And it's just such a true verse and such a sweet one, and I love it. I also asked, I've been wanting to read the Bible in a year, and you said you are. What plan are you using? I'll actually link that plan below in my description. I'm not sure the name of it off the top of my head, but it's such an incredible plan. It's a 5-day reading plan, so it kind of gives you 2 days to make up in case you miss a day, just because life's busy. We don't always have time to read in a day. Sometimes we're out morning till night, so it's a very flexible plan, and it also just goes over the New Testament, Old Testament, and also incorporates like Psalms and Proverbs in the middle. So I've been loving the plan. I've been enjoying reading the Bible more than ever, and I will just link it below because I just don't know like the exact name of it off the top of my head. Someone asked, what are you most excited for in this upcoming season? I'm excited for so many things. I'm excited to have my own apartment. I'm excited to obviously be getting married, starting that chapter. I'm just excited for everything the Lord's doing. He's working on me so much. Sometimes it's harder lessons he's teaching me. Sometimes it's easier, but I'm just excited for everything. Like, I just am excited. Someone said, congrats on your engagement. Thank you. They also said, thinking about going to Disney. Any tips on best places to go? That is so exciting. You're thinking about going to Disney. I obviously can talk Disney all day long. The best places to go? Wow, that's a little hard because Disney's just so big, and they have like 30 hotels and 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, mini golf courses, Disney Springs, just like so much to do. But I feel like if you're only going for a short period of time, and if you haven't been in a while, I would say start with the theme parks. The theme parks are obviously kind of what Disney is all about. They're all amazing and so highly themed. If you don't have enough days to do them all, and if you're trying to narrow it down to like 1 or 2 parks, this is so hard, but I'd say my top 2 favorites are Epcot and Magic Kingdom. I love the other ones, but I would put those like above the other ones if I only had 2 to go to. I would also suggest going to a few Disney hotels. Like if you have a day to resort hop and then possibly go to Disney Springs at night, and then like maybe even play mini golf at a Disney course, that would be one of my favorite kind of days. So how I usually do Disney is like park day, and then like a park hopping, no. So my favorite way to kind of do Disney is do a few parks and then have some days to kind of be more chill and resort hop. I love the Disney resorts. They're so highly themed and honestly just as much fun as going to a park. So I would kind of figure out which hotels look the most fun to you and plan on visiting those. Also maybe make a dining reservation. There are so many incredible restaurants on Disney property, so whatever menu kind of pops out to you, I would definitely suggest trying to go there. Also definitely go to Disney Springs. It is like the most beautiful shopping area and there's so much incredible food and snacks and stores there. So obviously having a tough time narrowing down like the best things to do at Disney. So I might just make like a whole video on my top things to do and the best places I suggest and like my favorite restaurants and all that. So I might just make an entire video on that because I could be here for too long answering this one. Someone asked how to find a godly man. We're struggling out here. That's a funny way to word that question, but it is a really good question. I would first and foremost say, I know it's cliche, but like understand that how you are definitely determines who you will attract. So if you're not acting in a godly way and you're choosing a lifestyle that is not lining up with the Lord's, you're not exactly going to attract, you know, a godly man. I'm not saying at all that I was like perfect or walking this super godly lifestyle and Josh was like, oh, she's perfect. Like, no, not at all. But I will say the season where Josh and I started talking, I was really putting God first in my life and making him my top priority. And I think Josh really recognized that. And it was an authentic love for God I had. It wasn't like this forced thing to try and attract him. It was just authentic. So I know it's cliche, but I would first suggest focusing on yourself and your personal walk with the Lord. And I think someone will notice that and they'll kind of be attracted to that. So yeah, remember that you are what you attract. I know it's cliche again, but it's true, especially when it comes to finding a godly man. Okay, the last question I'm going to be answering is, how did I know he was the one? I could take like 30 minutes to answer this question and just elaborate on so many different points. But when I hear this question, I really think of 3 main points, and those are the points I want to touch on, just obviously for the sake of time and because I think they're the most important things and like the most blaring reasons that I knew he was the one. Number 1, above absolutely anything else, was that he loves God more than he loves me. That doesn't sound very romantic, and you might think to yourself like, I want someone to love me more than anything. And trust me, Josh does love me more than pretty much anything other than God, and I would never want him to love me more than God. But I have found in my life that when I love Jesus more than anything and when I put him first, or when Josh loves Jesus more than anything or puts him first, we're actually in the very best positions to love each other best. Because when you love God, you want to follow his commandments, and his commandments are, you know, love one another, put their needs before your own, you know, treat everyone as you'd want to be treated. So when Josh is living his life according to those principles, you know, he puts my needs before his own, and he loves me with such an unconditional love. And I've just never felt so loved by a human being, and I just know it stems from his love for Jesus. So that was just like an absolute no-brainer. That was the first thing that really made me like, wow, I want to marry him. The second reason I knew he was the one I wanted to marry was because he brings out my favorite version of myself. I've always known that just from being best friends with him throughout the years. He just brings out a side in me that is so silly and happy and sees life through a different lens. I'm definitely more of like a serious person, not in a bad way, but I just see things differently than him, and he just sees life just so wonderfully and joyfully, and I just enjoy who I am more when I'm around him. I'm just always laughing and lighthearted, and the person that I am around him is someone I want to be like all the time. So I'm so happy to be marrying like the person that brings out the side in me that I love the best. So that's just so special to me. The last really big reason in knowing he was the one was that I really haven't had to question the relationship at all. Don't get me wrong, I think you should always question a relationship, especially when you're about to get married. Marriage is a huge thing, and you really want to question, you know, whether or not this is the right decision, this is the one you want to spend the rest of your life with. But there's definitely a difference of like healthy questioning and then just constant doubt. It's kind of like the saying, like, when you know, you know, and I've never really understood that saying before until I started dating Josh. I've been in relationships in the past where I just questioned it so often. It wasn't healthy questioning, more of a doubt slash like dreading spending forever with someone. And with Josh, I of course questioned, you know, God, is this from you? But once I felt it was, I've just not questioned it since. I've just never had a reason to doubt this relationship. Josh is just so affirmative with how much he loves me and how much he wants to spend forever with me, and just that confidence has made me just so confident that saying yes was the right decision. So yeah, those were the main reasons I knew he was the one for me. I honestly wonder what he would say. I should call him and ask his answer.
Hello.
Can I put you on the spot for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, I know I'm calling you because I'm in the middle of filming my YouTube video. But
Okay.
Since you're not with me, can you answer a quick question?
Yeah.
Okay, what were the main reasons in knowing that I was the one?
So I think the main reasons were every day that I would be talking to you, I would absolutely love every second of it, and I would want more. I would want to always talk to you more, and it was never, I never felt, I never got bored of talking to you. And so that's a big reason when I knew you're the one. And all the prayer about it, I felt complete peace from the Lord. And I prayed a lot about just moving forward with it and asking actually if you were the one. And I felt complete peace from the beginning. And then again, just talking to you every day and just getting to know your heart better, and was always incredible. Just getting to know your heart for the Lord and how you saw everything, and how funny you are. And a big part of it, knowing you're the one, is that every time I stared at your face, I fell in love with you more and more.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
You're so sweet.
I love you.
All right, I love you too.
All right, have fun making your video.
Okay, bye. I love you so much.
All right, bye, love you.
I just got so flustered. My cheeks hurt. I feel like they're like bright red. Obviously, we have very similar answers, and that we really felt peace about it and moving forward and praying about it. Praying, there's so much power in prayer. We both prayed so much before dating. We both prayed so much before, you know, talking about getting engaged, and there was just such peace. So moving forward was a no-brainer, and that's just really how we knew, just really having that peace and not doubting or questioning it. So yeah, I know this was a really long video. I answered a variety of questions, but thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you all so much for sending in the questions. It's always exciting to have questions to answer. So with that being said, I hope that this gave you a better understanding of just what's going on with my life, how wedding planning's going. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.